Hey up, joined into another Newby haul video. And this one I've just tried to stick to tractors before 1950s. And I'm going to put them in order they were built, rather than in order of how I filmed it like this is now, because I don't really know the dates of these tractors. I tried looking, but some of them are fairly obscure that I couldn't really find out what they were. This is an Avery that Roger has. He says there's maybe only about 3 left, I think. He didn't say how much he'd paid for it, but I think it was quite expensive. And it looks a rare looking thing, with it being so long. 3 wheels and seat stuck so far back. I don't know why that is. But I think the picture that I can find on the internet of it, the implement's halfway underneath the seat. There is another Avery coming up, and I think this is older than the other one, so we can date it off that. But this is the oldest tractor that I found, or dated, which was 1914 to 18. And I think this one was a 1915 model, going off that little information booklet. But look how absolutely mint it is. And I was capped with a factory decal on the side of it. That looks great. It's around about 12 horsepower at the drawbar, 25 at the pulley. And it was restored in the year 2000, so it's got a 22-year-old paint job on it, and it looks absolutely incredible. And next we have a Titan 1020. 1915 to 1920, but going off that serial number just underneath the fuel tank is TV, and that makes it a 1920 model. And these tractors have a 10 horsepower drawbar and 20 horsepower on the pulley. Here's the other Avery that I mentioned. This is an 816, built from 1916 to 1922, and it had 8 horsepower. So this here is a Waterloo Boy 1917 to 1924, and this is just sort of as the start of John Deere was coming about. The next model is the Model D John Deere. You're looking for a new drill, Rob? You're looking for a new drill? Is it not? This is a Case 2545. These were built from 1924 to 1927. They have about 25 horsepower on the drawbar and 45 horsepower on the belt. But quite a nice tractor, and they jump up as well, don't they, from the horsepower from the, as well as their ages, from the last ones anyway. You might have seen there was a run with oil pull earlier on, but this is a Type W, 1928 to 1930. As you can see, there's Roger here trying to swing enough, and it's just been a bit awkward. So this International here, I couldn't find much about it, but it does look pretty much identical to the McCormick Deering that's 2 tractors down this one, which is a 2236 I believe, which is 1929 to 1934. Could be wrong, but that's the one I think it looks like. These are a lot older than the Grey Fergie, a lot older. A lot older. These could be like, will there be 30s? Is that? Yeah, we have the Cases equivalent to a 1929 tractor, which is a Model C. Just look how much bigger it is and what stance it has about it.
There's only one dog on it. Right? That's a big thing. It won't need to come to that. I want a new starter dog. Rocket teeth on. They've been welded on when we got it. But I can't find a pulley. You can find one with V-belt.
But
I want a flat belt.
You want a flat belt. That's like my M20 is a flat belt.
Unless I take the pulley off.
So I don't ruin it, this thing when it starts sounds absolutely amazing. But you can't really get the full, I don't know, this camera doesn't pick up the sound as well as you would if you were there. Hopefully if Carl Hargreaves from Rusty Relics is watching, he might tell me if I've got it right or not, but I think that's a W30, which is a 1931 to 1939 tractor. And I'm not sure if it's same again or a W40 behind, but he's got 2 videos of them tractors, but they're just so like I can't tell. You might even be tempted with them for sale signs and buy them. They're all grey maggots, Lily. Grey maggots going by, look, Lily. Here we have a Farmall M from 1939 to 1954. This one's a 1942 and it's an American one. As you can tell, steering linkage is in front of the drawbar. It was made at the Rock Island plant in Illinois. It came into the UK under the lease lend agreement during World War II, similar to my dad's W9. You could get a vegetable version, which was an MV, a high clearance version of it. The MD is a diesel version of it. The Farmall M's are really a row crop version of the W6, so it's got the same engine as that in it. When these were started to get, once these were built in Doncaster, these were then referred to as a BM, so that's the BM means British M. The MDV is obviously a high diesel crop. The AM is Australian built M, and they were built from 1949 to 54. The I6 is an industrial W6 really. Well, there was 270,140 built row crop. And then obviously the tractor that I've got, a B450 Farmall, is pretty much the same chassis, just different mudguards. I ain't too sure how original these hydraulics are. Well, the other tractors I've seen have got it on, but they're on like later models, so whether it's been taken off a later model and put on this, or whether it was actually on that tractor, that would be interesting to know. If it is, it'd be one of the first tractors to have hydraulics in 1942. So this is a standard version of the Farmall M, the McCormick or the International W6. Oh, excuse me if I get a bit excited now. This is my favourite tractor of them all. The McCormick Deering W9, or the International W9, about 67,000 built between 1940 and 1953. Probably the best seat ever on a tractor to be invented. Very comfortable. Rolls Royce on the road really for tractors. Nice wooden pulley there, look. It's petrol paraffin, this model, so you start it on petrol. Once it gets warmed up, you'll swap it over to paraffin. It has louver vents on it, so you can get it warmed up quick, so you can start vaporising your paraffin or your TVO. Look at that seat on it, great big spring on it, very comfortable. No hydraulics sadly. However, they do have a real good road gear on them for fifth, for big prairie farms, unlike this tractor, slow us out. Fords need 27 and
They asked you, get a third one.
1945 to 52. So that's your comparison, what you could have got from Britain. I know which I'd rather had.